guys.
Yeah, tell us everything. I wanted to ask you about how things have been going at school for the last week of school.
I know most teachers and like my administrators are happy right now. Like I know a lot of people love this time of year, but I hate this time of year because I hate doing nothing. Like I feel like the day goes by so slow. It's just me and my own thoughts rattling around in my brain. I prefer for my brain to have a to-do list so long that she can't even sit still for 30 seconds. That's really where I'm thriving. So the fact that like I'm just looking around every day, there's nothing to plan. Now there's nothing to grade. Just really looking at them.
Idle hands are the devil's playground.
For me and for children.
Yeah. Well, yours are doing a puzzle.
Yeah, some of them. The ones I had today are very nice and chill and positive.
Oh, yeah, because it's one period a day.
Yeah, so I didn't want to like talk poorly about my school on TikTok because like how would I feel if I was a child, but I really don't think any of them listen to this. And if my district is listening to this, I don't take it up between you and my principal. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't have any decision making here and I didn't know it was a secret. So
we won't judge.
No, like I'm not judging y'all, but like I always say, if we're doing fraud, you have to let me know because I'm not a secret keeper. Like that's not who I am. So you need to just give me a heads up and we'll be good. But I'm not going to assume it's a secret.
There is nothing I hate more than when I didn't realize something was a secret. And then I spill the beans and I'm like, that was not a sensitive topic. I didn't realize that we were lying to people about where we were at such and such a date. You have to
And I
clue me
somehow
in.
always tell like 24 people and they're like, why did you tell that many people? And I'm like, I know you don't believe me, but it did come up naturally.
You said you went to Nordstrom's. I didn't think that was a big deal, but turns out you were supposed to be, I don't know, at work.
So my secrets that are hopefully not secrets. So towards the end of the year, the children just get kind of antsy, as I'm sure many of you are experiencing. And unfortunately, we have had lots of issues with physical altercations and situations of things, vaping and the weed drugs and things of that nature in the bathrooms. And they're not allowed to bring book bags for the last like couple days of this semester. So my principal was like, this is what we're going to do. You're going to have one class period per day. So like we had first period for a whole day. Today I had second period for a whole day. Tomorrow I'll have third period for a whole day. And he was like, if kids are failing your class, you can write them a pass if you want them to like come do extra credit. If a kid wants to go to another teacher, write them a pass. Like he's just really trying to limit movement around the building from like a safety perspective, which I really understand. And like what I will grant them is they made like a schedule for every department so that someone comes to give me a break, because like the day that we have fourth period all day, that's my planning period. That'll be an easy day for me. So I have a schedule for that day where I have to like go to some other teachers for like 20 minutes twice a day to like let them go to the bathroom and go just like be in silence for a second and stuff. So we're just kind of doing it to limit movement around the building. And like graduation already happened and like a lot of the kids aren't coming to school anymore. But for the ones that are, we can't really like put in grades like that. Like we kind of can, but we're supposed to be like closing that out. So it's just like a weird time, and I feel like I'm babysitting, and I really, really, really do not like that.
Well, you literally are.
I love a lot of the parents at my school because I asked the kids, I was like, no shade at all, but like, why are you here? Like kids that have like an A in the class and just like had permission from the school where they were like, you can stay home if you want. And they were like, nah, my parents said if school's in session, you're going. So like, their parents are like, you're reporting to that building. There is something to learn. Today we watched a weird documentary on Disney Plus that I found. It was called Secrets of the White House, and they were talking about like the bunkers and the tunnels of the White House. So I don't think it was very secretive. They have to have secrets beyond what they put on fucking Disney Plus. Like Al-Qaeda definitely has access to Disney Plus. Are you kidding me? They have to have like a super secret bunker beyond the secret bunker from the movie. I'm just not buying it.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, honestly, the way that our government is sometimes, I wouldn't be surprised if that was literally it.
They had a bunch of people. I was only like half paying attention because I was also like cleaning up my room that had to go in the bunker on 9/11. And they said that the bunker was from like the 60s. And they were like, this is really bad, you guys. Like this could be a lot worse. And they said the bunker only had room for like 15 people. Like,
my God, remember on January 6th when there's the cell phone footage from the bunker under the fucking House of Representatives or whatever came out?
yes, you yanked that from the back of my brain.
I loved just looking at them all sitting there on their phones.
No, it's giving tornado drill at school.
Yes, and they were all jam-packed with people that they hated, blaming each other for whose fault it was.
They were
that
just
there was
sitting
an
there.
insurrection.
I would give anything to be in that room. I know they don't have space for me, but if I could time travel, that's where I would go.
It looked kind of big.
Just
It
instigating.
looked like a cafeteria.
I think that their bunker probably definitely is more updated than the president's bunker, because I feel like the president's bunker has like an aspect of like ego to it where they're like, nothing will happen on my watch. So like, and then they're only there for 4 years. So they're like, fuck the bunker. I have bigger problems. So it just kind of like gets kicked down the road. Kind of like with kids not knowing how to read. Like every year it just gets worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's the presidential bunker.
God, it's amazing how we can always bring it back.
Always bring it back.
So we asked you about the end of the school year because there's so much to discuss.
And what are y'all doing? Like, I just feel like I'm in the twilight zone, so I mainly just ask because, like, I need to know what other people are doing.
We're nosy, so we figured you are too.
This is also another reason I hate this time of year. I'm really, really fucking terrible at, like, reading in between the lines. So when administrators are like, yeah, make sure to put your lesson plans, and they kind of wink, I, like, add the lesson plan to the folder. Like, I don't realize that they're not serious. So when I just feel like very directionless right now because I'm like, are we doing stuff? And I asked my students, this was like 2 weeks ago. So when we still had a full 3 weeks left of school, I was still teaching them. But it was like easier stuff. Like it was like fun things and like little easy draw a picture about what we learned, like easy. And I asked the kids, I was like, are your other teachers doing more than me? And one of them like comically turns around and she goes, no, I would say, as usual, you're doing the absolute most. She goes, other people are just putting on that movie and calling it a day. I come in here every day and now you're making us learn about George Bush? I was like, the election of 2000 and the Brooks Brothers riot is a very important piece of American history.
And it's interesting.
Exactly. I was like, you're welcome. How dare you? But I think I was doing more than everybody. So I'm eager to see what you all are doing because at my school, apparently I was going a little too hard, but I don't care. You learned. You're better for it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Somebody said all they're doing is surviving.
Not survive. They made me watch Hamilton again today and it's stuck in my head.
Dun, 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 dun.
They love it. And that's the hilarious thing is one of my classes absolutely hates it. And the other one, we've watched it 3 times in 1 year.
It's like you have a moment of free time and they're like, hey, can we watch 30 minutes of Hamilton?
No, literally. They're like, so Hamilton. I'm like, hey guys, we have 5 minutes. And they're like, Hamilton on 2.5 speed?
They're literally like my toddler.
It's jarring.
Oh, at least they're learning. They have a passion for history. Ooh, a lot of people are having field day and carnivals, and that sounds stressful to me.
Me too. Fun as a teacher is really stressful.
Oh, Lord almighty. Somebody says they do a family celebration picnic with water day activities. I don't want to do that. Oh, no.
Someone's going to drown. What does water day mean?
Well,
like water balloons
like
or a
water
pool?
balloons and stuff. We did water day activities my first year teaching, and it was really like water balloons. Obviously you can't have water guns.
Why not?
Even something that looks like a weapon. You know how it be in the United States.
Oh my God, there were kids playing with water guns in the school parking lot at my school, and it was like a mix of some teachers, a couple high school kids, and the teachers' children who go to the elementary school across the street. And this little boy who's like 6 thought I was playing, and he shot me, and I turned around and yelled at him, and he looked so scared because I thought it was a high schooler. So I turned around and yelled.
Oh my God.
He looked so scared, and I was like, no, it's okay. I didn't no, you didn't mean to. It's fine. And he thought I was playing, and I wasn't.
God.
And I was like, no, if the other person doesn't have the water gun, you don't shoot them. And he was like, but I thought you were playing. And I was like, I'm not playing. No, I'm damp.
No. Allie, if you're listening to this, can you text me and tell me why we did Water Day? What the hell were we doing? I don't even remember why.
Why not? The American education system dares to ask the question, why not?
She'll tell me. It'll all come back to me. I just don't remember why. I remember filling up the freaking water balloons, though. I'll never forget that in my life. But you know what they have now? This is a tangent, but you have these water balloons that are like on a hose attachment, and there's like straws. And at the end of all the straws is a water balloon with rubber bands. And you fill it up with the hose and they all at the same time fill up and fall off.
I have seen that and I was about to bring it up, but then I didn't because I was like, was that on Shark Tank? And I like couldn't figure out how to describe it. But y'all didn't have that, I'm assuming?
Not in my youth. I know that we had to
I think it's a new
fill up water balloons and manually tie them.
Them like the peasants that we are.
Yes, but the reason I remember filling up these water balloons is not because it was like a cool experience that went seamlessly. It's because I had left the oodles of balloons or whatever the hell it's called in my car. And they got hot and the rubber got destroyed. So I put it on the hose and they just would fill up and go pop, 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 pop. And I was like, shit, I'm ruining my kindergartners' lives. They're going to stage a mutiny.
If you didn't have kindergarten water day, it's going to be downhill for you from there. Some people are having fun. This person said sophomores requested to make slime and I couldn't think of a good enough reason to say no. So true.
That's fun for all.
My school does a students versus teachers kickball game on the last day of school.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I would have to call in sick. I cannot handle any group competition or being perceived by others. Having to run in front of my students, I think, would give me such bad embarrassment. I would simply fall into the ground.
Absolutely same.
Not to take it there, but as a female high school teacher with double D's, we don't run. That's not, there could be a fire and I will be briskly walking. No running will occur on school grounds or any grounds ever, really. I don't remember the last time I ran unless it was out of fear for my life. Oh, this looks fun. School-wide staff and students tie-dye day with free ice cream truck and the parents club host it. Anytime there's a day or a fun thing, I'm thinking about how much money and time teachers are having to spend on it. So I love that the parents host a big party for all of you.
Oh, to have a functioning PTA. That makes all the difference in a school. I am so serious. When it comes to community of a school, schools that have a rockin' PTA are where it's at.
Would love to see one day.
I know. My last school, there was so much drama with the PTA because the person who everybody thought was going to get PTA president didn't get PTA president. And in protest, they dissolved the entire PTA. The parents were like, well, we're not going to do it because she didn't win.
They dissolved the PTA? Hashtag defund the PTA? ?
They were like, we're just not going to do it then.
Damn. Well, then where was her campaigning? I thought those are usually
I wish I was there. It was lore. By the time I had arrived, it was 2 years ago and nobody could quite remember.
It was merely a tale of the past. Like Santa. This person said, watching movies and babysitting. Big same. Oh, this is cool. We do a best movie ever argumentative writing, and then I pick and they put in sparkles best one, and we watch it.
Incredible.
No fun. Finals for all. High school. Yeah, we did our finals last week because they're also collecting all the Chromebooks right now. So we had to give the finals before they could collect those. And I gave my finals a really long time ago because I do a practice exam for their standardized test as their final. So their final isn't even their last assignment, but I don't really care. We made up this whole system, so why would I make you take a test just for it to have a cool name? My administrator emailed me and she was like, do you have anyone that needs to make up their finals? And I was like, no. And she was like, really? They were all here that day? And I was like, also no. I was like, don't even worry, though. Don't even worry. I took care of it.
Nobody panic.
Because I didn't know how to be I gave it to them 3 weeks ago. So I already did the makeups and just put them in the hallway for it.
Oh, the fifth graders. I have a lot of fifth grade teachers following me. Somebody said that they're watching Bluey with their fifth graders. Good for them.
Cahoots on random trivia. Big fan of the random trivia Cahoots. Here working, expected to do new content until June 28th.
What in tarnation? They can't stop all of you. What if you all banded together and revolted with the kids? There's more of you than them.
There really are. June 28th, I'm really glad, like, controversial opinion. I like working at a school that starts early and ends early. Like, a lot of teachers will really shit talk me in the month of August when, like, I'm literally knee deep in the Revolutionary War in the month of August. And they're like, oh my God, I still have till 3 weeks from now. And I'm like, well, come Memorial Day weekend when I'm free and you're suffering, we will remember this moment.
Yes, I was in a TikTok teacher group chat for a long, long time. And it was always so funny to be like, damn, I'm so jealous of you. And then it would flip flop at the end of the year.
Now it's my time. Life hack, maybe. If you move states every year, you could have like a long summer forever.
I was just thinking about that. Well, I was actually thinking of it in terms of how bad it would suck to go from the June 28th school where you end at that day, and then you go to Arizona where you start July 26th or something. It's like,
it would be terrible. That low-key happened to me last year because I quit my old job, like hoping to have summer. But then my district was like, actually, you have a lot of meetings to go to, so please come over right now, like 2 weeks earlier than I expected, which was cool because then I had money. But it was really not cool because I wasn't chilling and I was inside wearing pants, and that was not fun. But anyway, I have a long one that someone sent. My school literally acts like the end of the school year has never happened before every single year. Everything is a last-minute emergency, and we try and cram in fun stuff with no planning or preparation. Like, surprise, it's field day tomorrow. That would be my nightmare if they just said, surprise, it's field day tomorrow.
I think I've had that recurring nightmare, actually.
We need to plan and organize it. One year, a kid's arm got broken at field day because they were literally just running around feral on the turf. I would normally take on planning it, not to be aggravated, but I also do graduation and a dance. It's hot as fuck in here, and the building has central air that they won't turn on until summer school. And finally, the checklist, or maybe we should call it the adult scavenger hunt from hell, where you have to run around an unair-conditioned building looking for various members of admin to sign off on different tasks. They won't give out the list until the last week. I stopped getting it signed and claim to lose it every week. Like, I'm tenured and you can't kidnap me over signatures. Summer has started. Bye. I literally thought the checklist was just at my school until I saw TikToks about it. And I was like, wait a minute, is it all of us? In my school's checklist defense, you check them off yourself and have to get one administrator to sign the whole thing. Anyway, like, bro, I don't even have time to go find Nancy to sign off on this labyrinth to see that I cleaned my floor tiles or whatever the hell you wanted. Plus, half the time they're out of the building at district meetings, so you're looking for a person that isn't even there. So, like, you know the checklist?
Well, I'm familiar, but I wasn't familiar with running around to get a bunch of different signatures.
I have seen those done that way before.
Yeah, because I just had like one person that I was like, I'm done. And they were like, okay, bye. Have a good summer. Why are we making things so damn complicated?
I've had it both ways. Obviously, I prefer the having one. What I hated about my old school, though, is so at first they had a checklist where it was like, everyone had to sign different things. And that wasn't that bad because they were like pretty easy to find. It was a pretty small school.
But why?
So the different things were for like different departments. So like the AP that oversaw like safety and technology, that's who I turned in my computers and my stuff to. Like, they each signed off for their department, basically.
Oh, brother.
And it wasn't that bad because the list was not super long and they gave it to us a fair number of days in advance and there weren't that many kids in the building. So it wasn't that bad. But then the next year they were like, oh, instead we're going to make it one giant list and the principal will sign off on it. That was fucking terrible because he was like super micromanaging and also just a literal demon. So I had to sit outside of his office for 40 minutes in a line of people to wait. I was literally done with everything, and almost every teacher was in his office just waiting for his signature because he like was just doing the absolute most. I don't even know what he was doing because when I came in there, he just signed it. So I don't know if he was like yelling at, I don't know. I have no idea. But he would call us into his office one by one, and I literally sat there for so long just waiting for this man.
He was writing one of his emails.
You're literally probably right. Now that I think about it, I think that what's like the derogatory version of iconic That email that I've read before.
Infamous?
Yeah, the infamous Winds of Change email. I think it came in a couple days after that, now that you mention it. I bet that's what he was doing.
First draft.
Like, every person that came in, he was adding to it. He was like, and that. I don't like, yeah, fucking that. Let's add that on there too. So I like that my new school, there is one part you have to get signed by one specific person, but I already did that. And then the rest of it, it says it can be signed by either the principal or your grade level person. So I like that they're giving me options because love you guys so much, but don't always know where you're at.
They're very elusive. You need to get like a Life 360 for your school.
The administrator should be trackable at all times. And I stand by that.
This is so funny to me. One person says, we do an ABC countdown. Each day has something fun that matches the letter! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The other person 2 rows above them. LOL, we, in quotes, get to do an ABC countdown, and I, in quotes, get to buy everything for it. I roll, I roll, I roll.
I have a friend of mine who's a parent, not a teacher, that posted their schools. It wasn't an ABC count. I don't know what it was. It was like an end of school countdown that literally the entire month of May, every single day had a different theme. And the parent posted it and said, am I insane or is this fucking ridiculous? Teachers, please chime in. And I commented and I was like, this makes me want to jump out a window. Like, how am I supposed to remember all of these different days and things?
Seriously. Oh, somebody said that their 3rd grader has 7 different things in the next 2 weeks, but only 2 cost her money. So she's like, okay with it.
She's like, all right, man. Do you want me to read my checkout list?
Yes.
Oh, I lied. We actually don't even have to get them to sign it. We have to turn it in with our cell phone number and they will call us if there's a problem, period. I love that because I know I'm not getting a call. Watch me get a call. So finalize documentation, post your grades, all that bullshit. Upload deficiency signature logs. There's this Outlook group that I don't know where it is because everyone says to upload stuff there and I can never ever find it. So maybe next year I'll find the Outlook group. I don't understand. SharePoint or OneDrive, are they the same?
I don't know.
Right? I just send everyone like a PDF via email. Let's keep it simple. Archive grades. That list doesn't apply to me, but a bunch of stuff about IEPs. Turn in keys and access card. Must have Mr. Principal's permission to keep over the summer. Turn in laptops or the form saying you don't have to turn in your laptop because you're teaching summer school. Oh, we have to turn in our little cards that we're supposed to press if there's an emergency, but they told me to not press it for fights, even though the video said to press it for fights.
I love the secret rules.
Literally, it was like the training video from the company, and the example showed 2 kids fighting, and the teacher pressed it. And then my administrator paused it and goes, so we're not going to do that. Press it if there's a weapon. And I was like, I wonder what percentage of schools paused the video right there. Probably most of them. Because it calls the police.
Oh my God.
So like, it makes every single screen in the building, unless it's like a personally owned device, a red message pops up saying the building is under an emergency lockdown, and it calls the police. So like, you're going to press that for a fight? That's insane.
That is something that an ed tech company 100% came up with and has no concept for why that is so problematic. There's people in a meeting that were like, well, yeah, if there's a fight, you have to call the police. And it's like, you've never, ever been in a school since you've been in a student, have you? Yeah, never.
What does this mean? There's one, this is good. This is me working, actually reading this list. There's one just that says, get sign off from Miss. I'm not going to say her name. For what? It literally just says, get sign off from Miss.
Please just go say hi to her. She's really lonely.
I was like, is she okay?
She typed the list and was like, just come say hi to me.
Ensure all vendor invoices have been paid. Great. That is done. No loose items to be left in your room. Put everything in cabinets or drawers. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. So for anyone that doesn't work at a school, that's kind of the vibe that we're at.
Ours was so long.
I skipped some things, but pretty much all. There's like the grade one that I just said you have to do stuff with your grades. There's like pretty specific things there about like you have to run a student report for each individual student and save it to, like I said, OneDrive, SharePoint. I don't know if those are the same. Like there's some stuff with that, but
Well, I'm glad that you clocked in.
yeah, clocked in. My list is almost done. Realized some stuff, so that's good. Glad I know that now. I was given no structure and then asked to do a poetry unit in the last 2 weeks of school.
I'm sorry. At that point, we would be analyzing pop song lyrics.
Showing my students the 2004 version of the Alamo. Oh, they do a school-wide talent show on the last day.
Oh my gosh, there are some really cute ideas. That is one of them.
This is the least cute idea I've seen in my entire life. My admin likes to do extra standardized testing, like mock exams for tests that we already took.
I'm so sorry. That is insane. What is the logic?
What's the win there? Who's happy? Because my administrators don't like testing. Like, my administrators think it's really annoying.
I wonder if there was an administrator that was like, you know what would be really easy to do to every single day pack it with instruction? Standardized test practice questions.
They're like, hey, I know you already passed the 10th grade algebra exam, but we just thought it would be super cash money if you took it again for no reason. Are you into it? Yeah.
People don't use their noodles. They shake their head and it rattles.
Oh my God. Normally, I spend the last week or so catching my kids up so they pass. That's like my mode right now. Like if you're passing, do a puzzle. If you're not passing, we're going to do a whole project right now. Thanks. Normally, I spend the last week or so catching my kids up so they can pass. This year, I got an email from the head of the special education department asking if they could come watch me co-teach for the last week. Even though I nicely informed them that no one is teaching new content and the majority of my students assume the last week is optional, they still want me to do new stuff. And this is funny. They said, I work at an alternative middle in high school, so honestly, most days the kids assume it's optional. You're at the end of your rope, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
My admin was finishing their observations this week.
What?
I hate when they do that, where they didn't observe you all year, so they observe you like 3 times in 1
Yeah,
week.
but like, what are they watching you do?
Nothing. And then they're going to rate your yearly evaluation based on that.
It's horrible.
They gave me more detail beyond that. So my principal and assistant principal are doing our formal observations. Some teachers even got observed on the last day of school. Now, I know most of you are thinking this is the most insane, inconsiderate, and irresponsible thing that you could do as a principal, but apparently she did this last year too. So this wasn't even an isolated incident. She thought she needed to make an effort. She should do better this year. She literally doesn't care and doesn't see it as an issue.
Some of these last weeks don't sound fun at all.
Oh, this person is like kind of the same vibe as me. Wednesday, we have all day with first period so the honors kids can have their celebration. That's tough. You got a whole day with one period with not a single honors kid. Praying for you.
They don't get a celebration?
No, I think it's like, okay, honors kids, have fun at your celebration. Other teachers, watch your first period.
Oh my gosh, that would make me so sad.
And like praying for that classroom because like not a single kid with good grades is in there. So I have a feeling that's not like the easiest students to be around that you're left with for an entire day.
And there's so many people saying that they have to do curriculum until the very last day.
Yeah.
That would be so miserable. Hey, your classmates are all at a party. Can you stay here and learn math against your will?
Do you want to learn chemistry? You'll love it.
Love
Okay.
it.
I am in a testing grade and my admin treats testing versus non-testing grades entirely differently because they're in trouble academically with the state. As someone who has only ever taught a tested area at a school that's in trouble with the state, I know exactly what you mean. Pre-K to second grade can party all day long, but as a 4th grade teacher, we're told you cannot miss 1 minute of instruction. We once asked to do a math review game the day before winter break. Meanwhile, everyone else was having full-on fun days with hot cocoa and activities, and we were told that a game format wasn't standards aligned or rigorous enough, so we couldn't do it. I decided fuck it and showed the Polar Express for the second half of the day anyway.
Good for you.
The principal came to do a surprise observation at 2:10 p.m. when our day ends at 2:30 on the last day before winter break.
Oh, they knew you were showing the Polar Express. That's why they did that.
Yeah, they heard
had
it.
to know.
They heard the train whistle and it awoke them from their admin slumber under
They
their
heard
desk.
Josh Groban crooning down the hallway, and they were like, what the What the fuck is that?
Is someone watching the Polar Express?
If you
Is
just
someone-
believe.
Is someone fucking watching the Polar Express right now? I specifically said to not watch the Polar Express. This is fucking bullshit. Like, imagine caring. Imagine being mad that children are watching the Polar Express the day before Christmas break. What kind of a terrible person do you have to be that makes you angry?
Your soul's dead. Sorry about your miserable life.
I hope your wife divorces you
Me too. Get him.
so that she can watch the Polar Express.
I hope she leaves you for Josh Groban.
I hope your whole family is around a fire, drinking hot cocoa, watching the Polar Express, talking about how much they fucking hate you and don't miss you at all. What a normal reaction we're having to an administrator telling you to do your job. How dare you?
It's not my job.
My job is to show them the Polar Express. They brought blankies. This is sacred.
Okay, well, we love doing our jobs, if you can't tell. Just kidding.
Oh, this person is in the pits of hell. Admin told us to keep working up until the last day, but students do not have their Chromebooks because they've already been collected. The school is out of paper, so we can't make copies. We're not allowed to watch movies because the admin has to approve the movie, and they said they are not taking any more requests. And grades are due, so we do not have time to grade any assignments for the students, so they know that they will not be counted.
You're teaching in a one-room schoolhouse, actually.
I was going to say just put on a Blicket, but they don't have Chromebooks. I always forget my students, when they don't have their Chromebooks, most of them still have phones. So, like, we can still do a little something.
I cannot even imagine what... Okay, everyone, get out your textbooks. We're going to read chorally.
Get out some notebook paper and whatever rogue highlighter you can find on the floor, because I'm assuming you don't have pencils at this point in time. Actually, you're going to scratch your name into the paper. So just...
That sounds absolutely hellish.
I think I would go to the dollar store and buy coloring books and then just rip the pages out and pass them out individually.
Good thinking, and it still pisses me off that we'd have to go to the fucking dollar store.
Like, the U.S. education system is a 3-legged stool. One of the legs fell off completely, so it's just balancing. And one leg is the dollar store, and then the other one is child labor. Because, like, that's one thing I've been laughing at a lot in the last month, that we've had, like, graduations and prom and all these things. My students the other day, I sent them to go set up for this baby shower we were having because my friend really needed help because someone called in sick, so she was setting up by herself. And my students looked so tired. Like, they looked like they had worked on a mine, but it literally looked gorgeous. Like, there was a balloon arch. They had a little photo spot.
The pictures were beautiful.
I couldn't even post all of them because it had, like, school names on them. They had little flower arrangements, and they set each table with little tablecloths and everything. And then, like, for prom, so many of them were missing class to, like, do the prom decor stuff. And I was like, we are literally relying so hard on child labor to just, like, keep the wheels turning of this institution. And, like, when we were testing, the kids were making the little snack bags, like what the office aide girls were. And they were like, oh, I had to make 200 snack bags today. And I was like, y'all do so much.
Wow. They're efficient, too. They're like...
No, they put on their Beats and, like, the worst movie I've seen in my life, and they can put together 200 snack bags, no problem.
That's why we use them for labor.
That's why they're elite employees.
They yearn.
They really do. Like, I know we sound crazy, but they do.
Well, I love a task like that, too. Personally, I like a little, like, mindless task, if you will.
I can see that. No, like, I can see, like, goodie bags is a good task. I don't mean you're mindless. I mean I enjoy a mindless task as well. Like, I was thinking about what I was thinking about is actually yesterday I was cleaning my carpet with vinegar and baking soda, and it was so fun, like spreading the baking soda in the carpet.
Oh, I love the reward you get. I am so aggressively 32 right now. I love when there's a really shitty stain in something and you get it out. The rush. I feel like God.
You are.
I am. Okay. So this person is grading all of the late assignments. They say, I was stupidly nice enough to allow them to be turned in after the required due date. And now parents and students are screaming, why aren't these in the grade book? Have you had to deal with that at all? Or were you just like, I put the due date so early ahead, I'm not even?
I'm in like a weird situation right now where like the due date has passed and like for the most part we're good. The first time was the hardest. So like last semester I let them turn in everything all the way up to the end and I like kind of got myself in that boat, not where people were mad at me, but where I was just like overwhelmed and it was really annoying and it was just like a stressful experience for me. But I'm a pretty fast grader, especially if I'm rushed because then I, just hit it with a little skim. But anyway, this time what I'm struggling with is like I put the due date down and like the vast majority of kids got stuff in before the due date. But I have some kids that are at like a 67, 68 that I'm like, what do I do with you? And like the weird thing is some of the kids in that boat came to me and they did an extra credit project. So like I was all good to go with them. But then now I have a group of maybe like 4 or 5 kids that are in that boat and I like don't know what to do with them because they're literally like refusing to do work and I don't want to fail them because they're so close. But I'm like, the deadline passed, you didn't turn anything in. I've been begging you to do this extra credit project and you're just not doing it. And like for context, the extra credit project is they have to make a 15-slide PowerPoint about any topic we've learned. And since now they've turned in Chromebooks, a couple kids have done it on paper. And I use it to like replace their lowest test grade, which usually will get them over the line. But like some kids are literally just refusing to do it. So that's what I have to deal with tomorrow is kind of the last day for me to deal with that of like, do I fail them or do I let them redo an old worksheet? Because I'm like, you're refusing to do a project that's like pretty straightforward that I offered to help you with. Like maybe you'll read a passage and answer the questions, but like then the deadline is passed and you're not even asking me. So I don't really want to do you a favor and make an exception when you're literally not even asking. And like I'm hunting you down. So I don't really know what I'm going to do about that tomorrow.
You can lead a horse to water, right?
Yeah, like it's not a quick project if you're like not great at that, but it's like you can do it in one day if you really need to. Like today a girl did it and it was hard for her. Like she's a struggling reader, but she did it.
So I thought I'd read some fun ones. Lots of people are doing really fun things. Guests, field trips, special days. The high school has a carnival. Another school does a Mr. Principal Day where they do school-wide fun rotations, snow cones, and a dunk tank. Somebody is taking a school-wide pre-K through 8th grade field trip to our minor league baseball team. So cute.
That is going to be a day to frickin' remember for the baseball players too.
I know, they just have the whole stadium as children. This one, somebody puts shaving cream on the desks. She says, my own first grade teacher did it with us. Like a finger paint moment, I guess.
It cleans them too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I bet it smells good.
Mm-hmm. Life hack.
This person says concert. They pick a song on YouTube and played it for the class. Somebody has Wonka week with fizzy drink, gum contest, good egg, bad egg, track and field day, and dress up. Oh, this person's principal barbecues for the whole staff on the last, quotes, work day. Oh, another kickball game. Just Dance. This is so interesting to me, though. This one says, this week we are celebrating National Biscuit Day. All my classes are biscuit themed.
What? I need to know more. Like, I need a photo. What do you mean biscuit themed?
Let me see if they're European. Because it would make more sense to me if it was like, oh, we're in Scotland and we're celebrating Biscuit Day and it's cookies.
But I'm still confused.
Anyways, this one says, bring your own board games party. And also, for reasons too complicated to explain, we have to do a drum circle tomorrow. It's a requirement.
I kind of need to know why.
This is my favorite, perhaps. Kids swap meet, where kids use class money to buy each other's junk from their house.
Oh, I love when we let kids be weird and be adults. It's my absolute favorite.
That would kill in middle school.
If I was a mother, I would be sending the most random of fucking items to school.
Isn't there a Patreon where somebody sends junk from her house to her patrons. It's like a tier that you can purchase.
Can we do that? Let's do it.
I'm a lazy ass. I won't go to the post office, but I actually think that's kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
Like, I have shit in my garage that I need to donate, and instead of donating, I could just mail it to people.
I do hate going to the post office, though. It's so annoying, and they're so mean.
Oh, cuteness. Our local elementary school gets to walk to the local ice cream shop for a treat. How small town and cute is that?
That is so cute.
Is that the Gilmore Girls universe?
Yeah, they live in Stars Hollow. Oh, this is fucking bullshit. So, you know how some high schools do that thing where you walk the halls of the elementary school at graduation and all the little kids clap for you?
No.
They usually do it on like senior award day when everyone gets their cords. They walk through the elementary school and all the elementary kids sit on the floor in the hallway and like cheer for them. We did not do that when I was in high school, but I just saw a fucking post on Facebook. Now the high school I went to does that. Y'all just didn't want to do that for us? What the hell is this about? I feel shorted.
That's so cute.
They look really happy.
Oh.
Well, the little kids they all made little congratulations signs. I'm gonna cry.
Oh my gosh.
I love community.
Yeah, exactly. That's a crossover moment.
And then you got to see your elementary teachers too, which I think is like very full circle for the elementary teachers.
I would be bawling.
Oh, I would immediately be a puddle on the floor. I saw one on TikTok where the girl's mom was an elementary school teacher and the whole class had like, you know, the little like they made signs and the little fathead things with her face printed on them.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And I was like, imagine how fucking hype that teacher got her class where she was like, you guys, my daughter is graduating. And that class was probably so into it.
I love stuff like that. Kids are so damn cute.
I want to look up before we leave, when do most schools end? Because when do they usually end in California? Later, right?
It depends. Like LAUSD is different than like schools in Orange County, and schools in Orange County are different than Long Beach. But for the most part, they're out in like the beginning of June. Like they're on day, I think today is day 169 of school. For those of you who don't count school days, maybe more of an elementary school thing because
yeah, we don't count them.
We do it for math class.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so it's like hundreds, tens, and ones and regrouping.
That is lit. I just know most states require at least 180 days.
Yeah.
So this says 96% of U.S. schools have a summer break because only 4% do like a year-round thing. And it doesn't have as much data as I wanted. It said usually late May to early June. So I think people that are already out, y'all are a little unique. And people that aren't going to be out till like June 28th, y'all are a little crazy.
Yeah, that's a long-ass time. But, I mean, then you probably go to school again in September. So everybody's going to be so jealous of you.
Y'all will have your day in the sun. But it's not today.
Not today, girls. You're almost there. How many more? You have 2 more days?
1 more day with kids, 2 more days by myself. 2 teacher work days, one child work day.
You did it. How do you feel? You just like completed your first year back.
I feel so weird. I hate the end of the year. I hate the finish line. I'm just like, I feel awkward. I always feel this way. I'm like, okay, bye-bye now. Especially because we didn't have like a last day. You know what I mean? Because so many of the kids were like out for field trips, and then the top 10% of the junior class got to do a bunch of the graduation stuff. So we didn't have like a last day, and then now I just have like 8 rogue children whose parents forced them to come. So it just feels awkward. But this year was pretty lit. I will say that I hope next year nothing changes because it was harder than I thought it was going to be and a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Like dealing with my admin and adjusting to like a new schedule and district was a lot easier than I expected. Like I felt like I was like, all right, you're going to have to be professional. You're going to have to like bite your tongue. And I really did not have to do that often. But adjusting to a new curriculum was like, I did not expect that to be hard at all. And it hit me like a fucking 18-wheeler. So I feel really good that like I'm over that hurdle and that like I am feeling more comfortable with the curriculum and like I'm excited for next year. Like this is the first year that, oh my God, don't cry. It does feel really good to be excited for next year because I've never ever felt that in my life because COVID happened my first year. So every year I was just like scared because everything was going to be weird and I didn't know what to expect. And then by the time it got back to normal, I was working for a psychopath. So it feels really good to be like excited for next year and be thinking like, what do I want to change next year? What do I want to do better? Like it feels really good to be in a place of like reflection and growth and not in a place of like, I don't know what I'm teaching. I don't know what my schedule is. I don't know if we're going to be online. I don't know anything. Like, this is the first time I feel like grounded, which is nice.
That's really, really good. I'm so happy that you went back and that it's like going well.
Right? Imagine if it went bad. I decided if it went bad, I was just going to delete my internet presence because I couldn't handle that. Like, I couldn't handle quitting again publicly. I would have fully lied to you all and been like, I love my life. I just don't want to be online anymore. And then you would have seen me like working at Applebee's with like a septum ring, like just absolutely off the deep end.
Well, yeah. Well, that's always still on the table. I mean, it's always an option.
It's never off the table.
Anyways, well, amazing. Happy end of the school year to those who celebrate.
Have a good summer, everyone. We'll keep making the podcast because school might be off, but its problems are alive and well.
Amen, sister friend. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Just as a disclaimer, because I am someone who is actively teaching, everything on this podcast is my personal opinion and does not reflect my district, my state, my employer, my students, or my admin. Everything on this podcast was recorded on personal time, on personal equipment, and is a completely separate endeavor from my school district.